Oh my god!
If one is good, two.
You should have thought of that earlier.
Oh my god, who the hell?
Nice. Okay. Yeah, play chess against Nate for money. I don't know if Nate knows how to play chess, but I mean, yeah, I would. Take a shit on camera. No. Oh yeah, good morning, that Stingray. Yeah, good morning, D.
Woo! Football!
Yeah, for some reason, StreamYard, isn't letting me use any of my stingers. It will just say,
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
yeah, I mean,
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
yeah, yeah, it will just say your browser failed to it'll just say your your browser failed to play the video clip. Yeah, good morning, Matt. Doop. Come on. Okay. Yeah, there's a StreamYard link if anybody wants to join the show. Yeah, Lou is still in Cherokee, so yep, he's in Cherokee again. So yes, there's a StreamYard link if anybody wants to come on the show. Okay, what do I think about the Disney Star Wars films? Oh the sequels, yeah, 7, 8, and 9 are crap. But I mean, I liked Rogue One and Solo, but yeah, I thought that Rogue One and Solo were good, but I mean, 7, 8, and 9, no, but so yeah, so I am not a a a Disney shill, so yeah, there you go. Thank you, D, exactly. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. And now they're gonna let Ray rebuild the Jedi Order. Uh 'Cause that's what the next movie is supposed to be about. So they're giving to Ray what should have belonged to Luke. So is that obviously we'd like to have seen Luke rebuild um the Jedi, but he failed. I mean, unlike in um in um in the expanded universe or Legends, originally he was supposed to be successful as far as rebuilding the Jedi. So I mean, Legends Luke was a lot better. I feel like they made, like, they really, I really hated that they made Luke, that they made Luke look, weak. Really. My mom didn't like that. Yeah, also I didn't like that they were doing, another, rebellion, another resistance. I mean, when they're supposed to have the New Republic, they rebuilt the Republic. So why is the New Republic, not fighting the First Order? How did the New Republic uh, let let this happen? Anyway, basically, yeah, the New Republic is weak. Yeah, they like disbanded the alliance after the Galactic Civil War ended, and they thought that they didn't need the Republican, I mean the Animan Army and anymore. It was just stupid. They should have had a strong, military to, you know, to protect everything. I mean, yeah. So, and I mean, also disappointed that Leia did not become a Jedi. Yeah, that was also very um, disappointing. So, uh, yeah, yeah. No, I'm kind of going on a rant here, but good morning, Sir Uga. Yep, and then no, and then somehow Palpatine returned. Yep. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, apparently, yeah, that was actually a clone of Palpatine. You see, he actually did die in Return of the Jedi, but like his soul inhabited a new body. So which which that was not really explained in the movies, but yeah. Good morning, K Dog.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, look, everybody! Kevin's back! Kevin! We love you, Kevin! Kevin, please!
Yeah, and I'm late. Well, I mean, I'm on Well, I mean, I'm on my own today, so yep, I know I skipped 30 to 40 minutes of Tool. That's right. Yeah, I'm doing what I can. Okay, dog. It takes me a little bit to get ready, so. Yeah, Finkel is Einhorn. Yeah, good morning, P digits. Yep, more. Mhm. Yes, just right. And then now Ray becomes Ray Skywalker at the end. No, she is not Ray Skywalker. She is R- Ray Palpatine. I've always been to be a good guy at the end. What do you mean they forced him to be a a a uh, a uh, uh, a good guy? I mean, they did not force him to be. Yes, he did kill thousands, not millions of people. I mean, so did Vader, right? I mean, so did Anakin. So I mean, yes, so did Anakin. He did turn good at the end, and kill the emperor. But of course he came back. So there you go. Okay. I mean, but still, I don't think it was forced. Yeah, I don't know if that was if you could say it, that you could say it was forced. I mean, yep, that's right. It starts. Yeah, I don't know why it's different. The whole Vader thing is different. We saw his whole arc, when he was a kid, unless he started slaughtering people on a planet, and then he was the good guy at the end. Uh, yeah. Y- Yeah, yeah, you're right. I really don't like how we don't get we don't get a very good explanation of why of uh, of of why Ben Solo turned to the dark side, or how he became Mum Snoke's apprentice. They weren't really, clear on that. It was because Luke tried to kill him. I mean, yeah, it was because Luke tried to kill him or something like that, because he was afraid that he might uh turn to the dark side. And he just goes on a rampage, and then kills his classmates, and then runs away. So yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. At least, Anakin, Vader, you know, I mean, at least it had a pretty clear, story, and a pretty clear reason. Yeah, he did it to say to save Padme. So, but of course, that's actually the way that she ends up dying. That he ends up killing her, trying uh, to um uh, to to save her. So, because he has the nightmares about her dying in childbirth. So, which, I mean, I don't know why, you think that, with, medicine, being, so good in Star Wars, and Padme being, a senator and a former queen, would, have access to that stuff. So it doesn't seem like, women should, especially wealthy women, wealthy, white women, should still be dying in 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 childbirth. So that did seem to be a little weird. For even before the prequels, Yoda and Obi-Wan for 2 whole movies were explaining that Vader was a good guy that was tempted to. Kylo Ren was just emotional with no with no basis. once Luke learned Vader was his father, he refused to fight him. And they did originally fight, he refused to kill him. But yeah, he tried to kill his nephew for being a little goth. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what's up, my mom? East Coast Gridiron. Yeah, we're Dante. What's up? How you doing? Hello? Hello? Well, he came in and then he left. Yeah, try again, my mom. ECG. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be nervous, man. Just just come back in when you feel like it. Hey,
Hey, can you hear me now?
yeah, what's up?
Oh, what's up, man? You gonna start doing these morning shows for now?
Um, no, just when Lou is gone. Yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
he made another one of his trips to Cherokee.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, man. I actually was told about you from fishing, since he's kind of like a part of our crew now. And
Oh
he's like,
yeah,
"Hey, man, you should check
fishing.
out Vic and them." So that's why I popped in your chat like the last couple times you've been going live, and I've been
Yeah,
checking out Lou and all you guys. So
yeah. What's up? Yeah.
yeah. So what do you think they're gonna do for like the next round of movies outside of what's been told?
Well, I think that they've already told us that that the next movie is gonna be about Mom Ray, continuing her story. So,
Do you think that's a good thing?
I guess that's all we've got. We know that they're not going to redo the sequel. So I guess there's nothing else to do except to continue pushing forward with Ray. So
Yeah. The whole thing is just convoluted when it was so streamlined for years. So
yeah,
then, we get to these last three movies, and it was like
yeah.
you ended up liking the first one because it reminded you of A New Hope. You can compare it to that, just like the
Yeah,
whole
right. Yeah,
storyline.
right. To me, I thought that it was, too much like A New Hope, but they were just, copying it. Like there really, wasn't anything, creative.
Yeah, it was definitely like a nostalgia trip for all the
Yeah,
old
it's
fans,
kind of
which I don't
meh.
think everybody minded until like they realized, like, oh man, this is really similar to what had happened before.
Yeah, yeah. Kathleen Kennedy. Oh, okay. You mean the latest? You mean the latest Indiana Jones? I think that Harrison Ford is just too old to play Indy. Yeah, I think
I
it
don't think I've
probably
ever seen any of those movies.
yeah, I think it probably should have just ended with the fourth one. That's probably how it yeah, with the Crystal Skull. That's probably yeah. I think that's how it should have ended. But
Yeah, because that one was regarded as one of the worst ones, or the worst one in the
yeah, I
series
think it
before
was
this.
the one. It was the one where like they brought him back like you know like you know years later after they however long it was like 20 years after or
Yeah,
30 years, however long it was, in between and showing, an older, indie. But I feel like that was probably a good ending. Yeah, that he yeah, I think that was, a a good ending to the series, but
Right.
but apparently in this one they're like now, going back uh in time, so they're like de-aging him. This one is supposed to be set during World War II, so they de-aged him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, D. Taylor. I haven't seen any of them. I think I watched Crystal Skull when it came out, and I was a teenager at the time. So
Yeah, me
I
too.
need to go back and just watch them because everybody raves about them. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I thought Kathleen Kennedy was supposed to get fired here soon, but
I
apparently
don't
she's
know.
still there.
Yeah. Right. So you haven't seen any of the original three. Okay.
I've seen when they pop on TV and things like that. I've
Yeah.
seen like bits and parts of it, and then like just going to Disney, like watching all the like little shows, which I know have nothing to do with the movies.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
pretty much my exposure to Indiana Jones.
Yeah. So what do you think about like the new Star Wars shows, like the Mandalorian? Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, I've seen all of them. I haven't watched the Acolyte, so I need to watch that one.
No, I
But
haven't. No, I haven't watched that one yet. Kind of forgot about that one. Yeah.
I know
Because I mean,
it came
I
in a
felt
bad
like
time.
they weren't really, hyping it up like it was coming out when they had like the Mandalorian and like Andor. I feel like that one kind of just got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love the Mandalorian. All the seasons were pretty good except for this last one. This last one was kind of all over the place
Yeah,
because I feel
yeah,
like it was the Bo Katan instead of the Mandalorian. So,
yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah,
but
and then when they
all of
had
it is pretty good.
the Book of Boba Fett, which basically was like the Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, exactly. That was the true Mandalorian season. I didn't mind it. I mean, I know some people didn't like it, but I didn't
Yeah,
mind it. They needed to explain exactly how Boba Fett got to where he was, but again, we're turning a guy that has been universally known to be a really bad guy and making him a hero, which I think
yes,
is like this whole villain to hero thing is kind of ruining Star Wars too. Because like I had said in the comments with Kylo Ren, you can't go and just slaughter millions and millions of people and then
yeah.
just become a good guy all in
Y
one movie.
yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't
Because
make sense.
originally, Boba Fett was, like, working for, like, the Empire. He was, like, doing jobs for Darth Vader and, Jabba the Hutt, so, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so
just
he was
killing
working for the
killing the
bad
worst of them.
guys. Now he becomes he wants to be a good guy now, yeah.
Yeah, it's all fan service because everybody liked Boba Fett.
Yeah,
So, but they don't really morally think about that you're not really supposed to make the worst of the bad guys a good guy now. It's a
yeah.
little weird.
Yeah, so have you seen any of, like the yeah, like the animated shows like the Clone Wars or Rebels?
I watched them all when they first came out, but there's so many episodes that everything started blending together. But I need to go back and like rewatch them and understand all the arcs. That series is one of those ones that, both of them is when you're watching it like on an episodic basis instead of just kind of like binge watching them and gathering all the information, you tend to forget about like all the details about like Ahsoka's timeline and
Right, yeah,
her arc, and then you have Ezra Bridger, and you forget about his arc. So, but you get familiar with those characters, but
yeah,
then you kind of just forget how important that
yeah,
they really were.
yeah. Yeah, I know they're about to, they're about to, come out with the, new, Ahsoka series, I think it's coming on August the 23rd. Yeah,
Yeah,
they ended up bringing back Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. Yeah,
yeah. It's weird the fact that a lot of like we grew up watching the movies and everything, and this goes for like all the Marvel things too. Because I'm a huge like comic book reader. Like almost every week, I'm reading something or waiting for a new run to come out. But like with Star Wars, especially, we grew up watching the movies, and then they have an animated show, and then they come out with another set of movies, and then they turn everything from the present and the past into a TV show again. So it's like it's hard to keep up with all that stuff. So, because so many people are used to like, okay, I can consume all this information in one movie, but now it's I can watch the movie, but then if I want to know more about these guys, I gotta go watch a TV series and waste my time there. But then what if the TV series is terrible? Then I just wasted my life for 8
yeah. Well, that's
episodes.
the trap. Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely the money grabbing trap for sure.
yeah.
Everybody's trying to monetize off of everything.
Yep. Yeah. So lately, I've been going on a Star Wars binge, trying to watch all the shows and movies leading up to the start of the Ahsoka series. So yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, trying to rewatch everything in timeline order. So
Yeah, I just can't unless a show has really grabbed me. It's a lot easier just to go back and rewatch a movie versus
yeah.
a TV show for
Yeah,
sure.
'cause that takes a long time. Yeah, or to replay a video game also takes time. Like I replayed Star Wars Bounty Hunter, because that tells the story of how Jango Fett becomes like the template for the clones. So
Yeah, dang, it's been a while since I
yeah, that
played
was
that.
a
'Cause that
game
game,
that came out on the
game,
PlayStation 2. Yeah.
yeah, I think it originally came out on the GameCube as well. But yeah, I had to replay. Um, what's the new one?
Which one? You mean the Jedi
Jedi Fallen Order.
Fallen Order? Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess I'll have to replay that too when I get to that point in the timeline. I think it's supposed to be set 5 years after Episode 3. So
yeah, it's really good. I mean,
yep.
I didn't
Yeah.
think that I
It's
would
a fun
like Cal
game.
Kestis as a character as much as I do. Like I wouldn't mind since I forget the guy's name that plays him, but I wouldn't mind them making a
I think it
series.
was Dominic, right? Monaghan, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind them making a TV series for him because he uses his whole likeness for the character. So,
Yep.
and he's still young, so why not do it?
Yeah, it's kind of like Force Unleashed. Basically, they're trying to make like to redo Force Unleashed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you ever play Force Unleashed?
Yeah, with Star Killer. Yeah,
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 yeah, and
his story's pretty good.
they used S- Sam Witwer as like his likeness in the game. So
Mm-hmm. And then he actually voiced Darth Maul in
yeah,
the Clone Wars. So
yeah,
he's actually voiced a couple characters
yeah.
actually.
He voiced him on the Rebels too. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, man. They need to do something though because he's a fan favorite. And I thought they were gonna tease him. And reading the articles and stuff about the Mandalorian all season, we thought that they were gonna tease him in the Mandalorian, but that would have just convoluted his whole story too, just forcing him into a TV show where they're still trying to like the second season. You just felt like it was a end to that whole thing. especially after you watch the Book of Boba Fett with Grogu's arc, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, what do they do? What did they do from here? But I guess you gotta actually close it out because they
Yeah.
don't carry over to any of the other movies too.
Yeah, what they do with Grogu, I think he's eventually going to become the leader of the Mandalorians because he's gonna live for so long. So
Yeah,
yeah, eventually he'll be so much older than everybody else. So yeah.
yeah. I guess we'll see what happens. It just seems weird that he would do that. I mean, if you had the choice to become a Jedi or a Mandalorian, what would you be doing?
Right. He already took the creed to become the Mandalorians. Remember, he becomes Din Djarin's son. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I guess he's officially a Mandalorian now. So
Well, there's a obvious hole there too, because when you really think about it, he was a youngling that got saved, and then all of a sudden, he gets found by a Mandalorian, but still uses force powers and things like that, and still thinks about the day that happened, but then wants to become a Mandalorian instead of a Jedi once Luke comes, knowing who Luke is. It just didn't. It's like doesn't really make sense on why he would want to become a Mandalorian after
yeah,
being
but
part of the
why?
Jedi too.
Yeah, about why you would want to leave Luke and he chose to go back to the Mandalorian. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to each their own. I mean,
yeah.
of course, people would probably be upset if he just became a Jedi after seeing his art because we didn't know who he was.
Well, I mean, because it is like think it was because he had grown so close to Din Djarin. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that kind of became his life or his home now. So
Well, yeah.
yeah, his whole Jedi thing just didn't work out for him. So
Obviously they don't want his attachment to Din Djarin. Like how the Jedi's are. It's like
yeah,
you can't
yeah,
really love anybody because
yeah.
it'll cloud your judgment
Yes,
on them.
that's why Luke told him that, you can't, have it, both ways. He had to choose one path. So
Yep. And I'm sure you read the books and stuff too. So it's like a lot of Jedi stray off the path, anyways. Because I think he had a daughter, and then Obi-Wan had a wife, like or a significant other of some sort. So it's like you guys strayed off the path too when you weren't really supposed to be doing this. But it is what it
yes,
is.
how's my waterhead? Yeah, um, yeah, I fixed it. Yeah, I got all the water at, out of my ear. Yeah, see, I'd have like a problem with earwax was trapping water in my ear. It was after I had gone to the pool on Monday, and I got water in my ear, and it would not come out. So I did have to do like a little ear washing. Got ear washing kit, sort of get out all the earwax. So yeah. So I did that, so it's all cleared up now. So
I hate when that happens.
yeah, so I just had a lot of wax, built up in there. So you know, yes, it was good to get it all cleaned out.
You going to any games this year?
Yeah, maybe I might go to Ball State or UAB or something. But yeah,
Yeah, I'll be traveling around, um,
yeah,
like a ton for NFL and college. So, uh, I
yeah,
yesterday I went on a binge of just like ordering a bunch of like open practice tickets or like training camp tickets to like all the teams on the East Coast, and then just kind of pick and choosing the date that I could probably
Yeah.
take off of work and just
Yeah.
travel down.
Yeah. So who's your I guess who are your teams?
So I'm gonna preface this by saying that I love football in general. So it's like, I just want to see good football being played. But the teams that I root for heavy, every season, and if you ever talk to Fish, and he'll tell you I'm like the most realistic fan that you'll ever meet of these teams, because I'll never I'll never try to hype up something. At least I have like the lowest expectations every year. But I'm a Florida State fan for college. Every once in a while, I'll root for Tennessee too. I've always just liked Tennessee. And then for the NFL, I'm a Jaguars fan, and I like the Seattle Seahawks as well. So I've always rooted kind of for those four teams. But really and truly, just the Jaguars and Florida State. Florida State especially. If I had to watch any football team out of those four, it'd be them every Saturday. I'm not as hyped on Florida State as a lot of people too.
Yeah.
So
Yes. How did you become like a Florida State and the Jaguars? Do you live in Florida or?
I don't actually. I grew up in Baltimore. Uh so my dad's from North Carolina, and it's a funny story. This is how I became a Florida State fan. They were playing North Carolina at North Carolina. We had went to a game, and he had told me a story about, and of course I don't remember this, but when I was a kid, I was like, I like the Indian dudes or something like that, or the red and gold guys. And
Yeah, like
from there,
yeah.
I always was a fan. And then the Jaguars, when they became that expansion team back in '95, is around the time I started playing football too. And I was left-handed at the time because I was ambidextrous, so I could throw left and right-handed. Then I became a right-hand dominant, person later on in my life. But because I could throw left-handed, I've always liked Mark Brunell on the Jaguars. So then I just became a fan of theirs because of him. So just always, those are the two reasons why I always stuck with them. Because a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of people root for their hometown team, and that was just never me. So. And it
Yeah.
just so
So
happened
you
to be two Florida teams.
you've been a Jags fan since the beginning.
Pretty much, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So you played quarterback when you were in high school.
Yeah, primarily I did in high school. I played a little bit of safety as well. Growing up, actually, I would flip flop off of quarterback because I was so. It's funny. I'm 5'10" right now, so I was actually short in high school. But growing up, I hit a growth spurt, like from fifth grade into middle school. So I was taller and bigger than all the kids. So they would flip flop me out from playing quarterback to playing like defensive end and tight end. And I don't know if you ever seen that movie, The Little Giants, where like the kids were hanging off the back of the jersey, like stretching the jersey out. That actually
Yeah.
happened to me in one game because I was
Really.
so big.
You got your jersey stretched out. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me. So
Yeah. 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 So
yeah, I agree with you, dude.
did you start a lot of games as the quarterback or?
I did. So my freshman year, our quarterback was injured. He could still play, but he was injured. But they had moved me up like the third game of the season in our 10-game season to varsity. So I ended up starting the rest of the season in his place. And then I was actually better at lacrosse than I was at football, um, statistically, I guess. But so I started in lacrosse my freshman year off the get. Like they had moved me up to varsity like 2 weeks in our practices. So yeah, I played the majority of the time, and then I stopped playing completely my senior year of high school. I moved down to North Carolina and got to know my family a little bit, which at this time when I think about it, because I love football so much, I probably shouldn't have done that. I was in the media guide and stuff when I lived in Maryland, so I was getting looked at by a couple schools, but then just completely stopped playing. So kind of screwed myself over my senior year, but hey, I don't have any regrets though.
Well, yeah, so D. Taylor says you can't get into NFL anymore. 32 teams using identical strategies, identical schemes, personnel, and almost identical skill levels. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that every team does exactly the same thing. I think there's different teams still have different, strengths and weaknesses and almost identical skill levels. Well, I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, when you've got like the teams like the Texans only winning, 3 or 4 games. So I mean, really doubt that it's really identical skill levels. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with that a little bit too. I mean, it is hard to get into the NFL, and it's going to be getting more hard to get into college because of the NIL stuff too, regardless how everybody feels about it. Because everybody liked the authentic fact that these kids had a lot to play for other than money, and now you
no,
put
no,
money into there, and we really
no,
haven't
they're
seen
playing
it be
for money.
affected in a lot of ways yet. But
Oops, we lost Dante. I'll drop the link again. Yeah, you can come back in when you can. Dante, I'll drop the link again. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I guess he must have accidentally kicked himself out. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, yeah, I didn't do it.
If one is good, two are better. And three, well, that's just good business.
Yeah, that's just good business.
You know how much I'm worried about Georgia winning the national championship again? Not at all, boy.
Oh my god! Now that's a kick to the balls.
Oh my god!
Yeah, well, fuck. Yeah, let me find that one. Well, fuck.
my phone had died. I apologize.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, and your phone died, and it's only 9:19, and your phone's already dying.
Yeah, I forgot to charge it last night.
Yeah.
Stuff happens. But yeah, the NFL thing, it is getting a little annoying with all the stuff that goes on there, but it's not like they haven't been divas for a long time too. So
Yeah.
it's kind of either you appreciate that football gets played on Sundays or you just don't watch it all.
Yeah, good morning, Jay.
And then with the whole identical schemes and stuff, I mean, if you can't stop it, then why switch up? College is more about experimenting with different things because we've seen over the years how the spread offenses and the more that quarterbacks and stuff get more athletic, you'll see some of the college stuff start coming over, but the Air Forces and Navies and Armies are not going to stop the triple option and stuff. That's
No,
just
they're not.
for. It's more about identity in college football than anything. So
Yeah,
yeah, Jimbo
identity.
Fisher never switched up in Florida State all those years.
Well, I mean, he still won a title with that offense. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
and then went to the play, and then went to the playoffs the year after that. But of course, that was with Jameis Winston. So
Yeah, and as soon as he started to run an offense that was more predicated around having an athletic quarterback that could do things, that's when they started losing more too. So, I mean, outside of his ego and wanted to go out to Texas A&M, but I appreciated him while he was at Florida State. I know a lot of people didn't, but you got to appreciate a guy that brought you a championship, or at least we had success ever since Bobby Bowden passed the torch over to him after they pretty much forced him out for falling asleep at halftime of games. So, but it had to happen.
yep, that's right. And then after he left y'all. So
Yeah.
and things were going bad. Yeah, and then of course y'all kind of wandered around in the desert for a little bit. It looks like now y'all are coming back. So
Yeah, the funny thing is, what was Willie Taggart's buyout, like 17 million or something like that? And it's funny that Jimbo was screaming for, "Hey, we need more facilities," but then we turned around and spent 17 million to buy the guy's contract out in a year and a half to get him off the team. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, whatever.
Yep, he got 2 years. Yep.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
That was definitely a terrible time in Florida State football. A lot of I don't care what really goes on here, and we're gonna suck for forever. So I guess that's where I started tempering my expectations is after Jimbo left, and I seen
Yeah.
the lackluster performance in his last year as well, and him
Yeah.
screaming at fans and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're gonna hit a string of really bad luck here.
Yeah, losing to Jacksonville State. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny. Yeah.
Or I'll tell you, the game last year that had me losing my mind, and then everybody ended up saying towards the end of the year, "Oh, Florida State's defense is actually pretty good." Was the game against Louisville where they were just running up the middle of our defense the whole game? Like it was like Moses was parting the Red Sea on us every single play. I was losing my mind, but then we ended up being a good team. I'm like, how did we end up letting Louisville win against us? And then end up being a good team and end up getting all this hype. But you remember probably, Vic, this is why I temper my expectations, and a lot of people have their expectations so high. The likeliness of a quarterback being really good his second year that has stayed in college, just like I think with Caleb Williams, I think he's going to be okay. I don't think he's going to be as good as he was last year. Is Jordan Travis sucked for 2 years. He did. He was on and off with injuries, and he sucked. And then the previous year, he was splitting snaps with Mackenzie Milton who had completely fractured his leg. You know what I'm saying? And didn't play football for like 2 years. So I'm like, how is this guy just all of a sudden one of the Heisman favorites going into this year after 1 year of a good performance? Let's try to pipe down here a little bit.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the expectations of winning the ACC?
Well, the first 4 games are going to be a doozy. I mean, starting out at LSU and ending on Clemson, that's going to, during that stretch is going to be pretty hard. I will say, though, if we beat LSU, I don't want to say convincingly, but if we beat them in a close game like we did last year and, have a really good game against Clemson, I'll probably start believing in the hype a little bit because the rest of our schedule is pretty easy. So, and if we go in and win the ACC championship, I'm okay with that. Well, what people aren't really saying is like people think that there's going to be a split win there between Clemson and LSU. Like people are like, at the most, you'll be a one loss team. But if we beat both of those teams, we have a good shot to being, 12-0 going into the ACC championship too, and probably replaying Clemson. And if we beat them, I can understand all the hype, but I really don't think that we're not going to lose against at least one of those teams. And if I had to guess, we're probably going to lose against Clemson when everybody thinks that we're going to lose against LSU. Because they got to think about it. We played them in Louisiana last year. Now we're playing them in Orlando now, which we have home field advantage there. And one more year for Jordan Travis and those guys under his system. And let's face it, Brian Kelly chokes sometimes too when the expectations are super high for his team. So you also have that working against him. I'm not the biggest Brian Kelly fan either, so I wish nothing but losses in his future.
Yeah, remember when Chris Everett beat up Jim Rome?
Yep. I remember those days.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but yeah. I guess I wasn't watching the NFL then, but yeah.
Yeah, Chris Everett, pretty much. You can watch the clip on YouTube, but pretty much he was just tired of Jim Rome just telling it like it was. And they were both sitting like on a stage, and he ended up getting off of his chair and throwing a punch at him, and they ended up scuffling for a little bit.
All right. I guess maybe we should let's see if we can find it. YouTube. All right, here we go. Chris Everett versus Jim Rome.
Jim, good to have you on the show.
Good to be here, Jim. Thank you.
Check that. Chris Everett, good to have you on the show.
You know what? You've been calling me that for about the last 5 years.
About 2 years, actually, Chris.
Well, hey, you know what? Let me say one thing. In that game, how many sacks did I have that we came back and won?
How many sacks did you have?
How many sacks?
Let's see, but this was back in 1989.
Okay, that was about
you may have even been Jim Everett back there, but somewhere along the way, Jim, you ceased being Jim and you became Chris.
Well, let me tell you a little secret. That, we're sitting here right now, and if you guys want to take a station break, you can. But if you call me Chris Everett to my face one more time,
I already did it twice.
You call it one more time. We better take a station break.
Well, it's a 5-minute segment, our 5-segment show. We got a long way to go.
Well, we do.
We got a long way to go.
We do.
I'll get a couple segments out of you before.
It's good to be here with you, though.
Well, it's good to see you too.
Because you've been talking like this behind my back for a long time.
But now I said it right here.
Right. Exactly.
Well, we got no problem with that.
I think that you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
Wow.
When the dust had settled, Rome continued with the show minus Everett. For his part, Everett apologized, saying the frustrations of his time in Los Angeles came to a head with the repeated taunts of his hosts, and he lost it.
All right, yeah. So it wasn't Chris Everett. So he's Jim Everett,
Yeah.
but he kept calling him Chris.
And so did the rest of the football world. They kept calling him Chris Everett as well, which was funny.
So from that point on, he was Chris Everett. Yep.
Hey man, it sucks to be sensitive in today's world because you'll just keep getting blasted for it.
He's like, call me Chrissy one more time. Yeah, good morning, Bulldog Brian. Yeah, good morning, Paul. Let's see, Rack Dog is here. Yeah, Kirby needs to do that to the AJC reporter. No. he needs to not do that to the AJC reporter. No. No, I think that he does not need to be getting into fights. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that's that's not a good look. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Fuck the AJC. Yeah. So have you heard anything about this drama between UGA and the AJC?
No.
Yeah. Well, basically they're like saying that that there's a lot of behavior problems with the at UGA and the sort of the a lot of the lack of institutional control or stuff like that. Yeah. And then there's also the situation with Jamal Jarrett. Yeah, when he was a recruit being accused of sexual assault, and but he was never charged with anything. But yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, my wife, she played field hockey for Syracuse University, and she used to say all the time, like when the Matt Ariza situation happened, she was like, "I bet you somebody's lying."
Yeah.
She's like, "This just doesn't seem right." And she's like, "Athletes will get accused of so many things, especially when the hype is on that specific player." Because she's like, "Why doesn't this never happen to, really and truly, it never happens to anybody that's a low-level player at
Yeah.
any of the schools. It's
Yeah,
always
so
with the star players."
Yeah, so what happened was there was a girl was a 20-year-old was giving him a blowjob. Yeah, and he was like 16 when this my mom happened, and it was like she wanted to stop, but he held her down. So
Oh, wow. So, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we definitely live in a country where we are guilty before proven innocent.
right, like I said, yeah, he was never charged. So
So is this a thing that they're just bringing up out the blue and trying to, I guess, sacrifice this kid?
I don't know.
Oh, Kirby's doesn't have control over his players of the team. This has nothing to do with him.
No.
People act like just because they're your head coach that they control everything that's going on in your life too. Like people make their own decisions outside of football practice, unfortunately.
You mean that kid's a victim? Well, I mean, I don't. Well, I mean, I don't know about that, but yeah, I don't know if any guy who is getting head is a victim, but
Yeah, stopping right halfway through is just disrespectful. Oh, there goes
Yeah,
fishing.
yeah,
Oh,
we
man.
got Fishins here. Yep. Yep.
Well, what you got for us today, Fish? You got any delusional Florida takes for us today?
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we need some delusional Florida takes. Yeah.
Was he supposed to come on with you? Did he
No, he was supposed to do a Florida preview and prediction video with me, but yeah, I don't know if he if he still wants to do that, but I mean, yeah, I've been messaging him, but he seems to be ignoring me, so
Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to get on him. Actually, I'm gonna call him out on our live show tonight at 8 o'clock because we're doing our college show tonight. I'm gonna call him out. Graham Mertz for Heisman. Stop it. That's blasphemous.
Cameras for Heisman.
Who has a more likely chance of winning a Heisman, Graham Mertz or Cam Rising?
Cam Rising.
Exactly. Stop it, fishing. You guys are gonna suck again.
Graham Mertz.
And I'm gonna make sure I come down for a Florida game just to tell you in person that he sucks too.
Yep. Yeah,
Let's
shock
get
the
into it.
world in that. Yep.
Peyton Thorne has a better chance of being a better player at Auburn than Graham Mertz at Florida. Hot take.
Hot take.
What's your Heisman predictions this year, Vic?
Heisman predictions. I don't really have one. I guess my mom, Carson Beck. I guess. Yeah.
Carson Beck.
Yeah, Carson Beck for Heisman. Yeah. or Brock Bowers. But yeah.
Ooh, Brock Bowers. That's a good one. Hey, that's Bulldog Brock Bowers would win a Heisman for Graham Mertz. That is facts. I have Bo Nix winning.
Yeah, who does EGC root for?
I root for Florida State.
Yes, I have college, Florida State, and then NFL, the Jaguars.
Michael Penix Jr. is overhyped.
Overhyped. Didn't he throw for the most yards
He
last year?
He did, but when you watch the tape on that guy, and we went and had a film study on him, it's like dump off to this receiver, get 20 yards. Oh, throw it to what's his name? For 10 yards, and then he'll run it for 50 yards downfield. Like, it's
that's what we were doing a lot. Yeah, it was
He
a
made
lot
a
of
lot of bad
jumping the
throws
ball.
last year too that nobody likes to highlight during games. Like most of the games, the games that they lost last year were because of him.
Well,
But
they only lost 2 games. So
yep, and they were both his fault.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So no, actually, yeah, Penix was the most in the Power Five, but actually Austin Reed from Western Kentucky led the FBS. But yeah,
Michael Penix Jr. over Jordan Tra- Trash is.
Jordan Trash.
Well, Mayhem, you should know I'm not a meat riding Florida State or Jaguars fan. So I mean, my expectations are very very tempered. So you saying that does not hurt my feelings. I would tend to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, okay, we got it says him and Edward are the 2 teamers. CJ root are and the 2 teamers CJ root for the the Seminoles. Yeah, have you ever seen any of Edward's streams?
No, I don't even know who that is.
No, okay.
Like I said, I'm starting to try to venture some and listen to some of you guys little by little. So because of fishing, so
Yeah. I think he's Edward the trash talker.
hey yo Mayhem, I totally agree with you. We could definitely be 8-4 this year, and then everybody tempers their expectation. We got one of the worst 4-game stretches as far as playing Clemson and LSU. I was saying this earlier. We could definitely lose those 2 and then lose 2 more games to 2 teams that we probably shouldn't have, like what we did with Louisville last year. But hey, that's just the nature of college football, and it'll make it very interesting. And then we get to watch everybody in the college football world become idiots overnight for thinking that Florida State was going to be a 12
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
11
no,
team.
actually it's Edward the master trash talker. That's it. Yeah, Edward the master trash talker.
Mm.
Yeah, that's his channel name.
Yeah, I think the hottest take that I've had about college football is that well, Bo Nix winning the Heisman is not that hot of a take, because if you watched him play last year, he is actually really freaking good. And that was my hot take last year, is that I thought he was going to be good at Oregon. He ended up being pretty damn good.
And he was good at Oregon. So.
Yep. So I'm like, you got to think beyond him playing at Auburn. That team sucked in general. But I have Oregon being the number 2 team by the end of the year, and then the number 4 seed in Alabama kicking the shit out of them in the college football playoffs. So
No. You think Alabama's going to the playoffs?
Yeah, I think they'll be the number 4
I
seed by
don't.
the end of it. I still think Georgia's winning it all, though. The way that I watched them in the spring game play, I'm like, there's no team out there that's better than them right now. It's crazy to think about. Let me ask you a question, because I did a video on just like the unfortunate timing of JT Daniels and Casey Thompson's career, and now they're transferred to 2 really bad schools now. But the 2021 national championship that you guys won was basically off of Stetson Bennett had the hot hand, and Kirby didn't want to go back to JT Daniels when JT Daniels probably could have played the rest of the season, right? What if JT Daniels would have stayed at Georgia? Do you think Stetson Bennett would have either declared for the NFL draft or got his position taken by JT Daniels?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I did like a whole video breakdown on it.
I think JT made the right choice to leave. Yeah. But picked but he chose the wrong team.
I agree with that. I
Yeah, he
mean,
probably should have. I know that was also. I think he was looking at West Virginia and like Oregon State or I forget who the other team was, but yeah, I think he should have gone to Oregon State.
yeah, because you see how their team turned out last year.
Yeah.
They're literally like one quarterback away. Their defense is really freaking good. And then they had Damian Martinez, who had a really good year for them at running back. So, yeah, I mean, and also Nebraska was in that conversation too before Casey Thompson went there. But it is what it is. And you see how that turned out. So, but the first two games of that season, he played really damn good. I mean, he definitely didn't lose
Oh
West
yeah,
Virginia.
Mizzou. Oh yeah, Mizzou. That was that was the other team that was in his
Mizzou, yeah.
3. Yeah, it was West Virginia, Oregon State, and Mizzou. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just remember that first game last year, West Virginia and Pittsburgh. He didn't lose in that game. The amount of drops and that offensive line was getting him killed all game. It was like, okay, well, you guys can't really say JT Daniels is a bad quarterback because he kept them in the game.
Yeah, you think Clemson is gonna get the number 1 seed, Mayhem?
For a while.
Yeah, you think they're gonna get the number 1? I mean, it's not crazy to pick them to make the playoffs, but you think they're gonna be the number 1 seed? Wow. Yeah, look at that, Penn State and that Washington. We've got Mayhem with the hot take. At Washington making the playoffs.
Let's see what Washington's schedule is looking like here.
Yeah, you think Washington is gonna make the playoffs?
I don't think they even have a chance in hell of making the playoffs, not even sniffing it. Because they could lose to Boise State their first game. They'll beat Tulsa. They'll probably beat Michigan State because their secondary sucks so bad.
Lose to Boise State.
Yeah, if they lose to Boise State,
yeah. You remember what happened? Last time they played Boise State. Yep, they blew them out. So.
It'll be a little different this year. Arizona, they could lose that game. Jaden Delora is like a very, very good quarterback nobody talks about. They could lose against Oregon. Arizona State, they'll end up beating their ass.
Really, I thought that Jaden Delora played for Washington State, or did he transfer?
He transferred last year, and he played for Arizona. And because he played for Arizona, and they were mediocre, nobody talked about him, but he was actually really good last year. They'll lose to USC, they'll lose to Utah, and they'll probably lose to Oregon State. So they could be looking at a 5 to 6 loss season in Washington.
Really? Yeah. Mayhem says UGA is gonna lose a game, but Clemson is gonna go undefeated.
It's a possibility. If Cade Klubnik can play to his talent level, like what I seen in the Orange Bowl last year, was he was throwing some dimes. So, but he's got to get bigger, because if he hasn't gotten bigger this off season, he's gonna get hurt. He's a very small quarterback in general.
Who is?
Cade Klubnik.
Oh yeah, Klubnik. Yeah.
But he's got all the arm talent in the world, though.
Yeah, I mean, Clemson won't make the ACC title game. I mean, yeah, I think they'll definitely make the title game. I mean, who else is gonna be in there? I think it's gonna be be Clemson and Florida State. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think UNC is going to have a chance to do anything. They'll lose a couple games this year too. Because I think they'll be very reminiscent of when all those weapons that left for North Carolina, losing Josh Downs and Antoine Green is going to hurt for Drake May.
Yeah.
And they'll probably end up losing a couple games this year. I'm not hyped on Drake May either. Just like I wasn't never hyped on what's his name, Tyler Van Dyke. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Drake May at the end of the season. Yeah, he like really
because he played a good team, Vic. That's what happened.
he really fell off. Yeah, I know, but he was losing to like Georgia Tech and NC State and played horrible. So
LSU and UGA and the SEC title game.
Yes,
Why is everybody so hyped on LSU? I don't understand.
yeah, so I don't really get what happened to him, but yeah.
Jay, you really think Louisville's going to be good? Penn State, Wisconsin, and the Big Ten title.
Jay
I agree with
thinks.
Penn State.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Mayhem is sucking up to Dabo.
Uh-oh.
Well, Mayhem, how about you come in the StreamYard and we'll talk about some of this. Look, we got Bettis here. Louisville versus Duke. Yeah, now you do. Yeah, now
That
you
would be a
just trolling.
stinker.
Yeah, now you just trolling. Yeah.
Duke's actually okay, but I don't think Louisville has a puncher's chance to do anything. What if this happens, Vic? What would you think? Because I was telling the guys this on a couple of shows a couple of weeks ago. This is like the first year I was telling Fishing. I was like, if you really think about it, this is the first year that Ryan Day has got. These are all his recruits, like from him being there. Like, there's no Urban Meyer, Klinglers left on that team, and if he loses to Michigan and Penn State this year, he might be on the hot seat. What do you think about that?
If he doesn't win the Big Ten?
Yep. If he doesn't win the Big Ten, but he loses against Michigan and Penn State during the season too.
Yeah. Then yeah, I guess it would. Yeah.
You know, they don't keep people around long
Right.
if you're doing stuff like
I
that.
guess it would. Right. I don't really agree that it should, but I think it would.
I agree with you. But he's not gonna they're probably not gonna give him a second chance if that happens.
Right. Who are they going to who else are they gonna hire though?
Ed Ogeron. No.
Yeah. You say go Buckeyes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody like Paul Chryst would probably find his way up in Ohio At
Nah, I don't think so.
Gary Patterson.
Because he does it because at least Day runs a modern offense.
Facts. I want to see Gary Patterson coach again. So
and then I've also heard rumors about Ed Orgeron to Northwestern. Yeah, I guess he'll say
go Wildcats.
Go Cats.
Scratch 'em Cats.
Yeah.
That whole thing's weird. That whole situation up there. There's so many people on one side saying one thing, and then the other people are saying the opposite. So I don't know what to believe. So I'm gonna try to stay away from that situation until more comes out about that.
Yo, come on in here, Mama Mayhem. Let's argue. About about Washington winning the Pac-12 and Clemson going undefeated. And, yeah.
Gary's the assistant coach at Texas, I think. Yeah, he's the assistant head coach at Texas right now.
There he is. Yeah. Good morning, Mayhem.
What's up, man?
Good morning. What are we arguing about again?
I guess we can talk about Washington making the playoffs.
Yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs. Yeah, because I know y'all say Michael Penix Jr. is overrated, but
I don't think he's overrated, but I mean, Dante does, but
I mean, even Taquavius Bennett was in the Heisman race, and he was doing the dinking and dunking too. But
I agree with you. I agree with you, Matthew. Like if that happens successfully like it did last year, they definitely have a chance because they only lost 2 games.
Right.
And the 2 games they lost were because of him too. And well, I mean, let's be fair too. Head coaching has a lot to do with that, of the dinking and ducking. But the times that he tried to throw it downfield, it looked like shit too. So
I'm gonna make a hot take. I'll make a hot take here, right? I think Washington's because didn't he break Washington's passing record last year?
He did.
Yeah, probably.
So
yeah,
I think he breaks his own record this year.
I had that as a topic like a couple of weeks ago, asking them, and there's definitely a chance. There's definitely a chance.
Break his own record.
And I think he's gonna have somewhere in the range of probably 30-something touchdowns. I mean, that offense is just really explosive, and I mean, Washington's defense is better than Southern Cal's, so I don't know. It's going to be between Oregon and Washington, really. I don't really have much faith in Southern Cal. I mean, they had a good year last year, but they lost 2 games where it really mattered.
Yep. Yeah. And then what? Yeah. And then what about Utah?
Well, Utah is Cam Rising even? Is he even going to start?
Probably.
No, I mean he's injured. He's injured, isn't he?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they said he's injured, but he's probably gonna play.
He's injured. He's injured. How bad?
They say he's probably gonna play the first game of the season. So, from what I've read.
Yeah, I don't really. I haven't followed Cam Rising news recently, but
yeah, he's hurt. How bad?
He hurt his knee last year during the Rose Bowl.
Well, I mean, I think he'll probably be ready to play by the time fall camp starts.
Who's their backup quarterback? Utah.
Ooh, don't know.
So what do you mean? Like you mean did he tear his ACL or?
I think it was a partial tear, if I remember
or
right.
was it just a sprain?
No, I think it was a partial tear.
Right. Okay.
But
I thought that's what a sprain is, a partial tear. But
I don't know if Cam Rising don't stay healthy, I don't see that team really.
No, I think he'll be all right. I think he's going to be good to go.
I think he's the bread and butter of that offense. I think.
Hell yeah, there's no question that he is. And I mean, the injury that he suffered, for all the punishment that he took the last 2 years being on that team, I mean, he's allowed to get a pass. Like his body just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
but that dude was getting hit so hard the last 2 seasons. But yeah, he's definitely the bread and butter of that team. Who else do they have there outside of him? That dude Vele, that's their wide receiver. He's pretty good.
Vele.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Utah. All I know is Cam Rising, really.
Yeah. Fishing says that Florida's gonna whoop Utah's ass again.
Well, whenever he goes to sleep tonight and dreams the game, then yeah, that's probably going to happen, but not in reality.
Yeah, straight delusional.
Or if he gets
Florida fan. Yeah.
only if he gets on his Xbox and plays the NCAA game, it might happen. But
yeah,
yeah, I'll do that on my channel just so he can so he can see it live and direct.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way that would really happen. But
yeah,
I mean Florida. I mean, I got a question. People are really saying Florida's going to be like straight dookie cheese, which is okay by me. But is there any faith in this Florida team? Like any
faith? No.
I got a hot take for you, Mayhem and Vic. I think no matter how much shit I talk about Graham Mertz, I think he'll have a more consistent year than what Anthony Richardson had last year.
Well, I'm gonna make a hotter take than that.
Even hotter take. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna make an even hotter take, and I've said this before on my channel, but I gotten some slack from it. But it's okay. I'm still sticking by it. So I do believe that. Now, hear me out. So I do believe Florida State is a better team overall than Florida, right?
I agree.
But I think so Florida State is going to pretty much be out of national title playoff contention because they're going to have 2 losses by the time they play Florida, at least 2 losses minimum. And I think Florida is going to be playing for bowl eligibility in that particular game, and it's a rival game. I think now, and the football is a funny shape. I mean, it bounces one way or another. Weird things happen in rival games. I think Florida beats Florida State this year.
Wow.
Florida
beats Florida State this year. Wow.
And it's not because Florida's better than Florida State. I'm just saying that
the momentum
is going to be, because I think Florida State's going to be looking ahead to if they're in the spot that people say they are, right? If they're in the spot of, ACC title type of thing, right? They might be looking ahead to that, and Florida's going to be really wanting that bowl eligibility. And people said that Tennessee was going to smack around Florida last year. And if you want me to be honest with you, Florida really should have won that game. I mean, it was all coaching mistakes. They went for it on 4th down in the first quarter or the second quarter whenever they didn't really need to.
Yep.
Then they for a 2-point conversion. And then they did something at the end of the game that was stupid. I mean, they just did some really stupid calls because they thought that, they thought Tennessee was going to keep on scoring. They were trying to keep up with them. So
well, I mean, they don't have Anthony Richardson. So
well, they don't have Anthony Richardson, but I mean, Anthony Richardson also lost to Vanderbilt too. So
yeah, I mean, I'd still take Anthony Richardson over Graham Mertz.
Yeah, I think I would too, but
I think the ceiling of Anthony Richardson I would, but the inconsistencies I'd rather you be consistent than inconsistent. I think all of us can agree with that. And the lows of Anthony Richardson just straight up piss you off when you watch.
He gonna start for the Colts.
I mean, yeah, of course. But I'll tell you what, I said this like 4 months ago, and Fishing can vouch for me. when I saw Joe Milton play, I said this dude is going to be awesome, and the NFL is going to be like, we should have drafted him instead of Anthony Richardson. He'll be next year's Anthony Richardson, but it'll be worth all the hype going into the next season.
Yeah.
Even though Tennessee, I think, is going to lose a couple games, but I just think he's a better overall quarterback than Anthony Richardson from what I evaluated. And I saw an article yesterday that came out and said NFL scouts think that he could be better than Anthony Richardson. I say, come on, man, they're watching my podcast. But appreciate you guys. I gotta head out, do something for work here. But appreciate you, Vic, for having me on.
Yeah,
Matthew,
appreciate you coming on, Dante.
Yeah, Mayhem is good. Always good seeing you, brother.
Yes, sir. Good seeing you too.
All right, man.
VicTube.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here too. But thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Mayhem. All right, see y'all. All right then. So I guess it is after 10. So I guess I guess there'll be a good time to go ahead and end the stream. So anyway, I will be back tomorrow night for the for my Friday shows. I'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all again next time.